so this is the standing manual for Honor Guard. Let's start with placement of the rifle on the ground. It's backwards. So basically, when you're at order, it's the position of order, which is basically attention. You want to have that with your feet together, with the toes together, and the rifle around where your pinky toe is, around there. And it could be to where your shoes are also lined up, but generally it just feels better to have it by your pinky toe. So from order to port, command is port arms, so port arms. So go over that again step by step. So port arms, 1. So your hand is flaring up like this, and at the same time your left hand is grasping the rifle right before the metal, so right before the receiver here. And you're just grasping it to make sure you cover it, because when you wear gloves, if you have it like this, it's going to be awkward. If you go like this, it's going to be weird, so make sure you cover it like this. And plus, it's a good balance point. So you're flaring up. Make sure that when you flared up, that when you brought it up, that it's to a point where it's doing that left eye, right thigh rule. So up, and it naturally goes up for me to where my band, the band, which is this metal ring here, is going at where my chin is, and then it's still covering my left eye. So the full motion, port, hoops. So that flare off to the side, and then bring back together on the smallest stock. This is called the smallest stock. Okay, now from port to right shoulder, hoops. So nice looking. I'll go ahead and kneel down for it, that way you can actually see the rest of my body while I'm doing it. So right shoulder, hoops. So that grab, twist, lean back, and your fingers ready for the cut position, and then down, ready to cut. Okay, and then from the whole motion, shoulder, hoops. Okay, nice and crisp. Define each movement, even though people are kind of slop into it. So some people will usually just think that, oh, you just have to twist, slide in, and then you're just done. No, you got to make sure that you keep your arm tucked in when you're bringing it through, that you follow through with the motion. That way, when you're wearing the service cap, it doesn't hit you. So you got to make sure you control it. Okay, from right shoulder to port, hoops. Let's see if I can move over more. Right shoulder, hoops. Okay, so make sure you get that flare in there for the bottom. That flare when you bring it down. Flare together. And that's just the main part of it. Going to port's really easy from movements, but it's just the flare that people will forget. So from port to left shoulder, which is a tricky one for most people. So the step-by-step is left shoulder, arms, 1. Okay. So now you still have your right hand grasping it at port. So 1, and your left hand is bladed, and you're moving it up to guide your rifle to your shoulder. Because if you were to try and do this for right shoulder, the same thing with left shoulder, it's awkward and it doesn't feel right. Because then you have to move your hand down, twist, do this, and you could maybe do that, but it wouldn't make sense. So it's just a whole lot easier just to slide it in while making it look nice and professional and crisp. Okay, so left shoulder again, left shoulder, hoops. Okay, and it's about a half a count after you bring the rifle to your shoulder, and then when you're moving your arm down, like right when you grab it, is when you flare. Like the second you grab the stock, when your left hand goes down from the bladed position down to the stock to grab it, is when you're blading, or when you're flaring with your right hand, and then you cut. So you do distinguish the movements, but you don't necessarily do them all at the same time. Otherwise, it's going to look crazy and really fast. So the whole thing. Okay, so that's left shoulder. Left shoulder, arms. And then from left shoulder to port is extremely easy, which is left, as it were, port, arms. Because all you do is just grab the small of the stock with your right arm, bring it down, pin your left arm, and then just grab again with your left. Back to port. Easy. You just bring it back down, just grab your left. No need to flare or anything, just grab it. Okay, and then next is a standing manual for facing movements. And I should have done this in the beginning, but I forgot. So, and back here. So, facing movements are pretty easy. The only thing you gotta remember is that when you're doing them, the trigger is at your kneecap. So for me, it's gonna be about there. And at the same time, you're doing the pivot. You're not pivoting, but you're doing the steps. So for left face, 1, 2, 3. And remember, don't do that. Some people think you do both at the same time, and it makes it look sloppy. Make sure that when you do the movements, it's sequential. So step, step, down. Step, step, down. Okay? Make sure you have that angle right, and you're not doing it like you're going to order. That's for order arms. You're just having it angled at trail arms to move. Okay? Now next is any position. We'll go through the numerous positions to order and to all the other ones. So from order to port. Okay? From port to right shoulder. From right shoulder to left shoulder, drop, grab, immediately grab, bring up, down, flare, cut. Okay, so from right shoulder to left shoulder, you don't flare and then grab. You just go, you use immediately grab and then go to left shoulder. Okay, so from left shoulder to port, and then from port to order arms. So order arms, the command order arms is always to bring the rifle down to at order. It's never to stop you from saluting, to bring you to a position not saluting. If I want to fly, I want the fly out of the honor guard to go away from saluting to any other position, I'll say what that position is. Like if I say to the honor guard, order arms after present arms, that means after you're done saluting, I want you to go down to the ground until we're done, and we're probably just going to stay stationary. If I want us to keep marching after we're done, then I'll probably bring you like, okay, now go to port arms, boom, port arms, and now we can keep marching. Because if we do that whole order thing, you know, when we're at a standstill, then I have to bring us back up again to go marching or whatever. So present arms, that brings me a good point. For present arms looks like such. Present arms. Order arms. Okay, see? So port arms to present arms, it's really easy. You just twist. You just twist, rifle sling is out, you twist, it's centered on your body. And for this rifle, it's gonna be about eye level for the silver here. For the other rifles, it's gonna be about, because they're taller, I can't really describe it, but about to where the barrel is a little higher than your eye level for the other rifles. So, present arms, twist, and make sure your thumb is tucked in behind the rifle, the bolt. There we go. The bolt. Okay, it's not out like this, holding it. It's tucked in behind the bolt. Okay, but your left arm or your left hand is wrapped around it, and your thumb can be wrapped around it as well. Okay. Port, arms, boom, easy. Go back to port. Okay. So now, from all the positions, because you can call every movement to from any movement, basically, and that's going to be confusing. But basically, saying I can call you from right shoulder to order, left shoulder to order, and such and such. You know, everything can work together to flow through with each other. So, for example, I can go to right shoulder from order. Right shoulder, arms. See? It just adds like an extra count or two, because all you have to do is bring it up, twist, or grab, twist, lean back, cut. So you can do everything as they are together, even for left shoulder, humps. You just have to get a feel for it, because it's going to feel uncomfortable at first. We have to get a feel for it. And let's see, what's another one? We can do from right shoulder to order. So right shoulder arms, order, arms. Okay, so you're basically doing the reversal of things, but it's going to different positions. So right shoulder arms to order arms will be drop, okay, drop, twist, and then catch at port. And instead of flaring and grabbing, because you're at port and you're going to order, you grab up, bring down, back to that where the trigger is at your kneecap, and then you're flaring with your left arm, and then down. Boom. You order now from right shoulder. And the same thing goes for left shoulder. Left shoulder is grab, down to port, grab, grab again at the band. For me, it's the band, the first band, down, and then down. So left shoulder again. Okay, so that's left shoulder. So, and then, okay, next we'll do the marching movements. So the marching movement, the only marching movement that we'll be doing is secure eyes right. And we're going to be doing that in line formation. Now normally, in column formation, secure eyes right is done just like you would, like for example, eyes right is done because you want to pay respect to something or to someone, dignitary, whoever, while you're marching. Secure eyes right is done for the exact same reason, but with rifles. So secure eyes right. Okay, I'm going to do it from side views too. So I'll start with the front. So you can do it from port or from right shoulder. I don't really see why you do it from left shoulder, like secure eyes right, because you could, but then there's a few extra steps in there. So it just makes more sense to have you at port or right shoulder. I'll probably have you guys do it from right shoulder, because marching with port is okay, it looks okay, but at the same time it doesn't look as professional as us marching with shoulders out, with that, not shoulders out, but at a shoulder position where it just looks better. So from port, secure eyes right looks like this, secure, and this is the command, secure eyes right, secure eyes height, grab, okay, so I'm going to go up close. So you're going to grab the receiver or this bolt area, the metal, okay, and then you're going to twist, grab again above, bring it in, tuck it in, and then you bring it down, level to the ground, so parallel to the ground, and your hand is flared out, touching it, okay, so the whole motion. So secure, eyes, height, grab, tuck in, boom. It should be 3 counts. Secure. Eyes, height. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3. I'll do it again. This time no counts. Eyes, height. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then you're going to tuck the rifle in, the butt of it in to your armpit a little bit. And it's okay if it's protruding out a little bit, but you don't want to have it too far back to where it's like this. You know, if the bolt is touching you, you're too close. If it's too loose and you can wiggle the rifle around too much, then it's too loose as well as being too far, too close. Okay, you just want to have a nice little sweet spot to where about the stock is aligned with your shoulder. So again from port, and this time we'll do our marching. Eyes, height. Okay, now I'm pretending as if I am the farthest element, and it's likely that for Autumn, she'll be the element leader, sort of, or whoever is on the furthest right. So the furthest right person, obviously as for eyes right, won't be looking to the right. Everyone else, though, on the command will. So eyes, height. Oops, I forgot to say secure. Unless I say secure, if eyes right will be the same, unless I say secure, because this is called a high secure.